Thank you so much for those beautiful words. It is so wonderful to be here with all of you. I want to thank everybody at MoAD and especially Linda Harrison. Your spirit is extraordinary. It only takes a minute in your presence to feel the power of what is possible. And thank you for all that you have done here and all you will do. It's all on the continuum. Thank you so much. I want to say to you here tonight that supporting art matters. Our language, our mainstream culture is degraded and violent right now. That is the moment we live in. Art and fellowship and community are some of the only things that will save our souls. I believe that. I have seen over these decades in the classroom, in sharing my own work with others, and in lifting up the work of others, that people can be transformed and ennobled by encountering art. When people have words that have integrity and precision, they express their souls and are able to offer them to each other with more integrity and precision. We are more than this degraded era we stand in now. So I want to just remind us and raise the stakes of what it is that we do. What it is we do by engaging with Black art, what it is that we do by supporting Black art. I was very, very fortunate to be raised in Adele and Clifford Alexander's home. And what it meant to be raised in Adele Alexander's home is that every object mattered. Seashells that she picked up, bits of seaweed that she dried with care, stones that she polished and polished and polished. These objects, this magic, the care with which things were arranged, the care with which a table was set, the care with which a meal was served, the care with which things were done to say to each other, I love you, and we are civilized people. And what I mean by that, I want to tell you what I mean by that. I mean civilized in the way that Sister Sonia Sanchez uses the word civilized when she asks us, shall we walk upright like human beings or not? Okay? There is beauty in the everyday, and my mother recognized that. There was also art on the walls. And there was art only made by Black people on the walls of my house when I was growing up. And that was a great fortune as well. That was a great, great, great fortune as well. And so what I saw was that any space that you lived in, any space you called home, any place where you gathered family and friends, crucially in community, because a family that only included mommy and daddy and the two children wasn't complete. A family that was only a unit that was closed was not a fully functional family. A family is porous. A family opens its doors and says that people are welcome inside. People are welcome at the table. And that is a principle that I learned in my parents' home that I have taken out into what I do in classrooms, in workspaces, in departments, in poetry communities, in cross arts communities, in friendship communities. It's not hard. It's not hard to live with generosity. It gives so much back, and it is a privilege to live with art. I am so happy tonight that three sister friends, Kelly Jones, Jennifer DeVere Brody, and Lorna Simpson, are here with me to help me celebrate, because these sister friends making things, looking at things, talking about things, sharing our work over the decades, help me understand that making these poems doesn't exist in isolation. So thank you, my girls, for being with me here tonight. And once again, you know, the principle of the village, the principle of more than just the nuclear family is, I think, a principle that we have to live by. I want to say that also, you know, tonight there's news that's come today that some of you may know, that the great, great, great poet and playwright Ntozake Shange has passed. And so I bring that up because I want to bring forth her spirit into this space. She was a tremendous, tremendous inspiration to me. The things that I've been able to do as an artist have been inspired by her bravery, have been inspired by her understanding of what it is to be a Black woman in diaspora, because Ntozake Shange's poetics are a poetics that are of the Francophone Black world, and the Spanish-speaking Black world, and the Portuguese-speaking Black world, and the English-speaking Black world, all of us together in an unremarkable way. Because, as Gwendolyn Brooks says, we occur everywhere. That's what it is to live in diaspora. We occur everywhere. And so, from the great, great, great Ntozake Shange, that courage, that bravery, and that understanding that the work that we make is embodied work, right? The work that we make as artists, as writers, comes from our lived and embodied experience as Black people, a rich, a complex, a varied experience. And any bit of bravery I have as an artist, honestly, I learned it from her. For Color Girls to bring it to where we are right now began in feminist women's spaces and bars here in San Francisco. For Color Girls began when Ntozake Shange was in a friendship circle with Tulani Davis and Jessica Hagedorn here in San Francisco, performing their poems at bars. And ultimately, those poems would turn into For Color Girls, which made its way across the country and then eventually made its way to Broadway and changed theater history. So I think that what I always took from that, looking up to her example, was that you need to be with your people to make your work. You need to be grounded to make your work. As a poet, it is a great fortune to belong to other poets, to eternally belong to other poets, and to have something always in my pocket to offer. To say, I made this, what do you think? I'm going to give it to you, what do you want to give me? Shange also, unremarkably, was always in community with dancers and actors and visual artists. If you don't know her book, Riding the Moon in Texas, which is a book of poetic responses to artists such as Ana Mendieta, John Biggers. It's an extraordinary, extraordinary, teeny, teeny, tiny, beautiful, beautiful book. I urge you to find it. And what it illustrated for me is that artists of different kinds, we need each other, and we need to be in community. So here in San Francisco, I am really, really, really happy to be with you all. I am also, I must say, just as a final note, so honored that this beautiful long process of engaging with this museum has culminated in this night when the beautiful, beautiful work of my late husband, Fikre Gebreyesus, is on display at the Museum of the African Diaspora. And for that, you can clap. And so if you haven't seen the show yet, and Emily Kuhlman, thank you for City with a River running through. I just want to say, you know, he was an artist from Eritrea who grew up in wartime, came as a refugee, walked out of that country to Sudan, then went to Italy, then went to Germany, then came to San Jose, then ended up in New Haven, Connecticut, where he made the paintings of his lifetime, 882 paintings before he passed away unexpectedly. And so 6 years ago when that happened, while it was certainly the end of one world, worlds regenerate themselves. And so my own regeneration and the regeneration of those young men who Dr. Elam mentioned, in part has come by having this extraordinary art that he left to us that will never die and that will carry forth an extraordinary diasporic vision. These paintings are dreamscapes. These paintings are visions that someone made remembering beauty and civility in the midst of turmoil. And so what I see very intimately about the power of art to continue to speak long after we leave this earth, our words and our images will remain. They will remain to inspire others, and they will remain to say, we were here and we tried to make beauty. Thank you. Thank you.